Hey everyone, hey friends, thank you for joining me tonight. I wanted to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart. I don't just make videos to, just try to find things to talk about. It's not that. A lot of times these videos are by request, people asking me to do certain videos. It used to be I would just make videos all the time with or without request, but the more people that have been watching me and have been subscribing have been asking me to do certain different types of videos and some different content. So that's what I'm trying to bring you tonight. On my Facebook today, I made a status about resentment and how resentment is so very, very bad for you. Whether it's a parent we're resentful towards, or a situation, or a person, or a relationship that failed and didn't work out, resentment is not good for you. It is something that will slowly destroy your body over and over again until you let it go. Now, there's a couple different coping mechanisms and ways to actually get over people and move on to living your best, healthiest life that you can possibly live, which that is what I'm doing now, which is amazing. But I'm not going to go over those today, but rather I'm just going to give you some insight. So feel free to like this video if you enjoy it, and please subscribe for more, and make sure you hit that bell so it gives you the updates of anytime I upload a video. So real quick, all right, so to give you an example, because I know it's very important for people to kind of be able to visualize or put themselves in a situation to kind of understand where I'm coming from. Let's say it's a relationship. You put time into this relationship. You put energy into this relationship. You really cared about the person. That person really cared about you, and it didn't work out. Whether it was something they did or you did, it just didn't work out. So let's say, you obviously have very normal feelings of pain, desperation, heartbreak, unresolved feelings, resurfacing feelings, feelings that aren't healthy but are very, very normal. So you kind of take stock and inventory of those feelings and try to process them in the most healthy way you can. But in some instances, it just so happens that there are people that are unable or refuse to let go. They are so bitter and they are so resentful that it ends up trickling over into their daily life, where they are either stalking them on social media, or they are calling their phone, or they are checking up on them through other friends, mutual friends, whatever. Whether it's maybe they're more like a introvert and maybe they're just talking about the person to themselves, or thinking, how could I have done this differently, whatever. And then one day you stumble across or hear it from a friend that they are with another person. Now, I have been in that situation, and I can tell you it is one of the most painful things in this world, is to know that the person that you loved with all of your heart and you did all of these things for and had all of these memories with are with someone else. Let me tell you, that hurts. But the difference between letting it hurt, letting it burn out, letting it fade away, letting yourself become the best you, rebuilding you, letting it be a lesson to you, you allow it to take over your daily life. And don't tell me that I'm wrong, because this can and does happen. So you see them with this new person and you're like, crap, what am I going to do? Well, our first natural humanistic instinct is generally either try to get them back or figure out a way to justify what happened in our relationship, usually placing blame on the other person. So in that case, you can find yourself maybe updating some passive-aggressive statements on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or just trying to put them down. And if you have kids, some people tend to use them as pawns. It's really freaking sad. It's a thing that actually does happen. But I'm not saying that you're a bad person. What I'm saying is it is so unhealthy. It is so absolutely destructive and devastating to your own life and your own well-being, to where you don't need this anymore. So let's say that you do kind of stoop to those levels, because some of us do kind of get a little bit crazy and lose our mind when we have put that much time and love and energy into somebody and it didn't work out, and here they are with somebody else. They look happy, they have a home, they have, animals and kids or whatever. They're living a different life that is no longer y'all's life, the life that you guys had. And so you're doing all of these things. All right. You're trying to make the new girl or the new guy jealous. You're trying to compare yourself or kind of transform into that person, hoping that they'll see that you're just as valuable and you have the same traits and that they can come back. It doesn't work. What you're doing to yourself is blocking your blessings. If God can bless your ex or the person that you have resentment with something that is beautiful and constructive to their life, with something that makes them happy, then God can do that for you. If God can answer their prayers, God can answer your prayers. The problem is, you guys, in a society of women that are completely and utterly and all too often looked at as weak and unequal and incapable, we are making an absolute fool of ourselves to stoop to those levels because we are resentful. And I'm not going to say that this pain isn't real. I'm not going to say that these things, happen in every circumstance. I'm just saying there are so many people that take the resentment and they use it in a very petty, childish, damaging way. Because let me tell you something. We've all heard the phrase, revenge is like trying to give someone poison and realizing that you're only poisoning yourself. Same thing with jealousy. It's like a disease. It's degenerative. It's terrible. It takes over your neurological, normal, humanistic thinking. It takes over your heart. You're breaking your own heart over and over again. Why would you hurt your health, lose sleep over someone who's happily sleeping beside somebody else, or spend time thinking about a person that's only thinking about distancing themselves from you, thinking about the new person that's in their life, and maybe they didn't move on, maybe they're just there. Listen, things end for a reason. Now, I know that there's reconnection, and sometimes that can happen with the power of God, with prayer, with counseling, things like that. But the best thing for you to do is work on you. When you go through heartbreak and that devastation and you feel that shrapnel of pain all through your body because you are missing a part of yourself, you need to use self-care. You need to count your blessings. You need to be thankful. You need to be gracious. You need to be kind, because that is the law of attraction, and it's universal in this world that those things will come back to you. So don't lose a minute of sleep. Don't lose friends on Facebook. Don't make yourself look crazy. Listen, all of us that are on Facebook, we all have that one friend or two friend that's always like in a relationship, out of a relationship, single, in a relationship. We come to like you, the person that you're with, and then all of a sudden you're not with them anymore. Like, we need an explanation too, guys. I'm speaking to someone here. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to become a healthy person, post heartache, post someone broke my heart, post I am resentful, and become a person that's able to get over resentment. It's hard, but it's totally plausible. It can happen. Just listen to the song. Let it go. Just let it go. Literally. Now, you may pray. You may want to meditate. You want to do some self-cleansing. Make sure your chakras are in line. Somebody that practices Reiki and yoga and believes in polarity. And I am a polarity practitioner, so I can say that when your body is out of alignment and you've gone through heartbreak, there's a lot of things that can be off for you, whether it's digestive, it doesn't matter, guys. What I'm saying is, you cannot live your life in resentment because something didn't work out. You're going to forever be disappointed because there's a lot of things in your life that are not going to work out. And I'm sorry to tell you, but that is the absolute truth. Once I was able to let go of the resentment I once harbored, and thankfully it wasn't for too long. It was like maybe 7-8 months. And I had every single right to be angry with my ex. But you know what? Since I had moved on and I wasn't even in a relationship anymore, I didn't think about that person. I was too busy being on my diet. I was too busy, dancing. I was too busy making, new friendships, exercising, eating right, following my diet, accomplishing all of those things I wanted to do that they stood in the way of. True love starts with loving yourself. Now, I know right now you probably don't love yourself, and you're probably watching this video thinking, oh my gosh, I've done those things. It's okay. It's forgivable. It's totally forgivable. It's totally natural. But to have something that goes on for, an extended amount of time is completely terrible. For you, for the people around you, for your children, when you become closed off and cold and angry, just walking around bitter, never knowing what your life is going to turn out to be, you lose utter control and you start literally going crazy. And I know that I'm right about this. So I'm with you. And if you need somebody to support you, if you need an accountability partner to no longer talk to that person, cut them off, don't look at their social media, stop punishing yourself. Just stop punishing yourself. Then I will be your accountability partner. You can leave your comments or anything you want me to do for my next video right below in the comment section. And never be afraid, guys. Never, ever, ever be afraid to reach out to me. I'm always willing to help you talk one-on-one. I do have my degree. I am, a licensed counselor. To be able to kind of help you guys with some coping mechanisms. Like I said, I'm not going to go into those in this video. I'm just trying to tell you something that I've been noticing recently that's really, really bothering me. Because these are my friends. These are people that I care about that can't get over it. That they don't know who they are anymore because that person isn't with them. And it's so sad. But you're an amazing, beautiful, wonderful person. And a heart that is meant to love you will love you. And if that's not the case, just like I said in my last video about heartbreak, and my last video before that about heartbreak, your heart will go on. Your heart will heal. There is a heart out there that is meant to love you. And when you find that, it's a beautiful thing. But until then, in the interim, you need to love yourself. Nurture yourself. Become a healthy person. This world is already filled with so much criticism and hate. How beautiful would it be to become a more loving person out of something that was tragedy in your life? That's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. As always, be blessed.